Good morning, guys. It's 9 o'clock. It's crazy hot here already. I'm sweating like a madman, but we're on our way to go get the keys for the restaurant finally. It's the day that everything kind of begins. It's when you start paying rent and the stress of building the restaurant start piling up. And today we're just gonna meet, check out the site with the interior designer, the contractor, see where all the issues are, and go from there. Let's see the condition of it. So we got the keys. Now we're just waiting on the contractors to come and go through the space. So as you can see, there's a lot of work that needs to be done, but I think that's quite normal for any project you get handover. Some better than others. It's a very small space. Our concept and design is quite simple. It's not too costly, I think. It's an inexpensive project to get started on. And so in the meantime, while we wait, I have like 30 minutes to kill. Try to go walk around the neighborhood, see what's around, and maybe get a cup of coffee or something. Well, no coffee shop around here.
The absolute maximum. Ah, 谢谢你，哎，我谢谢你，拜托一下。
There isn't any spacing like they have to actually do the exhaust put up.
Yes. So we may need to move at least that.
No.
That AC.
You need to move a lot of that.
Okay, so the meeting's finished. Pretty awesome. There's a lot of work to be done. I mean, there's a lot of major issues that I think people who don't know or are inexperienced, never opened a restaurant for, I think should look for. I'll highlight that later. Very excited. In the next couple weeks or so, see a lot more videos, update from demolition, tear down, rebuild, whole lot of issues, a ton of trouble. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it's going to be much more relaxing than Hong Kong. Okay, so finally, after months of chatting with the landlord, back and forth negotiation for this deal, we finally got the keys for the space. And today we basically went through the initial handover inspection, the condition of the site, if there's anything broken, so that in the future, when we hand the space back, we basically return it as is to the landlord. So we went through the space with my kitchen contractor and also my interior designer to see if there's any major issues that we need to take care of as soon as possible. And of course, it's very normal. We ran into a few problems right away. So of course, the first issue we have is going to be demolition. So inside the space, as you can see, there's not too many things to get rid of. There's a few small equipment that still needs to be taken back by previous suppliers, but that's really not our problem. You can see the space is not the most prettiest. However, we're hoping that when we work with our interior designer, it's gonna look amazing and it will look completely different by the time we're finished with this series. You can see the actual starting point and where we end up at. So the next issue is the power supply. We need to also confirm what is the amperage of the space, which is very important, and also if it's 3-phase or single phase, which will be terrible, as with most major commercial kitchen appliances and equipment, it's 3-phase. If it's single, then we have to apply as soon as possible for power increase and change it to 3-phase, which usually takes a little bit of time. So the other major construction that we have for this space actually is to create an exhaust hood. So by the laws here in Singapore, we need to create an exhaust that goes all the way up to the 3rd floor of the roof. So it can't just go out the back like a few other venues I've opened before. So this is another big issue. Also relate to the power problem, because we need to find an exhaust fan and motor that runs on single phase if that is the worst case scenario. So along with the issue with exhaust, there's AC units in the back that's blocking the pathway for the exhaust duct. So we also need to figure out who owns what and which one of it needs to be moved. So all this is going to cost either us or whoever owns these AC compressor a little bit of money. So hopefully we don't own that. So lastly, one of the biggest issue is that the measurement was off on the floor plan that was given to us versus the actual measurement when we got there. So hopefully we can work with it, make it work, but we're gonna have to go back and redraw every single details and fitment. Overall, there's not too many major issues that we ran into that could hinder us too much. Hopefully by next week we can find the answers to a few of these problems and go from there. I wish I'd have known some of these issues, but there was some problems trying to get into the space before we could actually get proper measurement for it, but that's all right. I've ran into other problems such as this before in previous restaurants that I've opened, so I'm still very confident that we can really make the space work and get a really nice concept going here. So as with any restaurant opening you have, regardless of any country, any city in the world, you're gonna run into problems all the time like this. Whether you expected the problem or not, it's gonna happen. But after you sign the lease, the best thing you should do once you find a problem is to find a solution as soon as possible. If not, every single day you're basically paying rent, and every day it's delay, it's just more money in the end. So always find a solution as soon as possible. Well, that's it for today's restaurant opening vlog. Hit subscribe if you haven't. I hope to see you next week for the next episode, and hopefully we can iron out a few of these issues by then. If not, make some progress. See you soon.